Greetings, brothers. This is your brother Yusuf again. I was going to try to go live, but apparently I need 1,000 subscribers, so that'll be in the future before I can stream mobile live. But I wanted to kind of talk about something today, man, that's really bothering me, and it's kind of a little bit on the subject of purpose, like we talked about previously. What I really want to talk about today briefly is about brothers acting like females. We have a lot of brothers for one reason or another that have exude a lot of feminine energy, and it's really ruining lives. It's ruining the men's lives. It's ruining the females' lives. Sometimes the women's lives they're involved with, and the children's lives, and it's destroying the brothers. And there's a lot of examples about the type of feminine characteristics and traits that a lot of these brothers exude. First, before I kind of get into the examples, I want to kind of like explore some of the reasons why a lot of these brothers act feminine. And the number one reason that I see is because of the feminine over influence in their life and their development. A lot of brothers have been raised by their mothers, and for better or for worse, no matter how well their mothers may have meant or not, they can't teach a man how to be a man because they aren't men. And there's a saying, a person who doesn't have something can't give it. So a woman can't be a man, won't be a man, and really doesn't always, especially nowadays, don't understand what a man is. Can't identify a man. So how is she going to teach a young man how to be a man, identify with masculine traits and behaviors? It's just not going to happen. Another reason is because of the propagation and the feminism that we've been fed our entire lives. And for better or for worse, feminism is not orchestrated, is not created, is not engineered to promote anything that's going to benefit men, period. Moving on to that, my next point is some of these behaviors. So you can't beat an expert at a game. You're not going to go one-on-one with Prime Jordan and win. You might not even score 1 point unless he lets you. In the emotional game, being overly emotional, not having emotions, but being emotionally driven is a woman's game that you will always lose. You cannot match emotional energy with women, and you cannot walk around being led by your emotions as men. Is very dangerous. That's why you see a lot of violence, and we'll get more into it. But that's a reason why you see a lot of violence in the streets, because brothers are in their feelings, as they say in the street. You're in your feelings, brothers. You need to get out your feelings and get into your mind. Get into your mind, understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, and what is the consequences. Because a man has to live in a world of consequences, actions and reactions. And you have to be proactive in this world. So you have to have a plan so you're not always reacting. And that's what a lot of brothers fail to have. They don't have a plan because they don't have direction, they don't have purpose, and they become reactionaries and overly emotional. Men work. Men work towards something. Men plan. And they don't just go check to check. They don't go hand to mouth. They don't go day to day. But you see a lot of brothers nowadays just trying to scrape to get by because they lack that direction. They lack that ambition. Men are assertive. Men are ambitious. Men are planners. Men are actors, not reactors. A lot of brothers are running around reacting, scraping by. Another thing that feminine behavior that a lot of brothers constantly exude is always expecting somebody to solve their problems. They create a problem by themselves. They're independent in creating their problems, but then they want a community to come and gather around and solve their problems for them. And what's always missing from a lot of these brothers' analysis is how they fit into that program. How are you going to help? And how did you contribute to that problem? Okay? A real man doesn't get mad at others, only gets mad at itself. A real man is not frustrated by his circumstances. He's frustrated by his lack of planning, his lack of ability to affect his circumstances. If you're a real man, if you're an agent in your own life, you're not worried about circumstance, you're not worried about other people because you got something for all those things and you're moving forward. As long as you're moving forward, it doesn't matter where you are right now, as long as you're moving forward. And if you're not moving forward or you're being pushed back, it's because it's the most frustrating thing in the world. So a real man, when he's on top of his game, when he accepts his role in this world and understands his purpose, he's not put back by anything. He's not frustrated by his circumstances because he knows where he's going. He's not worried about where he is right now. And a lot of people, they kind of focus on where they are because they had a lot of this feminine energy. They don't have that male direction in their life or that guidance. Brothers, you got to stop acting like women. Women, don't blame women and get angry with women for doing women things. That's really not the problem here. A lot of brothers, that's the number one symptom of their female characteristics is they looking for somebody to blame, and they're trying to blame sisters. Oh, sisters not on code. Oh, sisters are out of control. Oh, sisters are this. Women are that. These, H's and B's and X, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But real men, that's not their talk. That's not their attitude. That's not what they're thinking about. What they're thinking about is what they're doing about the situation. And that's the problem with the whole equation is that brothers, they have that feminine energy. They're looking at the woman like, it's your fault if you only did this and you don't do that. No. Most people, let alone women, are going to react to you the way you put your energy out. If you are not a compromising type of person, you're not a wishy-washy type of person, if you're not a person that can be easily manipulated, if you're not a person that people can get you to do things for them easily without any kind of accountability, then people will approach you like that no matter where you are on the totem pole. People will want to flex on you based on their position, but that's a momentary thing. They have to maintain that position. And if you're constantly planning and moving and you're doing all these things without a lot of talk, then before you know it, they look up and you're like 10,000 miles ahead of them, way down the street. And they wonder what happened. That's another thing that we got to stop doing. We do a lot of talking. What are you doing, brothers? What are you doing? So this is another edition of Man Talk. This is kind of more impromptu because it's really bothering me. A lot of brothers have this, they think they're being masculine, but they don't really understand what masculinity is. And that's a shame because they're supposed to be men. They're males, but they're supposed to be men. And you're not going to be a man until you understand and embrace your purpose in this world, understand the type of traits and the type of standards you have to hold yourself to a man. So that's it for this time. Again, I apologize. I'm going to try to get to the level where I can do some streams and fix up the editing and everything else. But until next time, peace, brothers. Please comment, share, subscribe. I'm really looking forward to your feedback. All right, peace.